welcome to our webinar. My name is Danielle, and I'm the facilitator for our webinar today. So we would love to know where you're joining us from. There's a chat button in the bottom of your screen, and you can put your name and where you're from in there. We have to give a special thank you to our caregivers and our administrators in our Burlington View Senior Living community location for making this happen. The Views of Burlington offers assisted living and skilled care in an atmosphere that feels like home. So take note of our email here in case you are disconnected for any reason. We'll send an email out afterward to connect and are happy to answer any questions that you may have. As we move on, please take a moment to find the chat button that I had mentioned a little bit ago at the bottom of your screen. So feel free anytime you can answer or ask questions by using that chat button, and we'll answer them right away. So now I'd like to introduce our presenters, starting as our co-host. That's me, Danielle. I've been with the Views since 2012. I'm currently the assistant director at the Views of Cedar Rapids. I'm dedicated to helping aging population, especially those living with dementia. I hold my dementia practitioner certificate as well. Talisa and Destiny are unable to make it right now due to an emergency, but we have Ashley Darley here. She's our community relations director at the Views of Burlington. She was born and raised in Fort Madison, has one daughter, Allie. She started her career working in home health and then med-surg. She worked at an assisted living where her passion is assisting residents and their families with the transitions of moving to assisted living and long-term care. She has over 15 years experience working for home health, heart and vascular, assisted living, and long-term care. All right, so we'll start off by...
Destiny's on.
Oh, okay. Can go back and introduce. So Destiny started her medical career as an assisted living caregiver. She continued her education and completed nursing school in Pasadena, Texas, where she graduated as a registered nurse. She has over 10 years of experience working in ICU, ER, mental health, home health, and then finally returned to the field of assisted living, and she's now the director of RidgeView Assisted Living in Burlington. So we're going to be talking about transitioning into care, which is our topic today. So we're going to talk about first the mindset of transitioning into care. So some people feel like they are being signed into a community. They feel like they have loss of making power of decisions, think that this is the place they're coming to die, feel like they will lose some independence. We hear that one quite a bit. Misconception that senior living is lonely. They think they'll have a hard time adjusting to senior living. And they also may have the fear of not knowing anyone. So I'll let Destiny or Ashley explain more on that topic.
Ashley, remind me taking this one.
Yeah, this one's fine.
Perfect.
So I want to help this be a positive transition into assisted living and long-term care, and we want to be your security during uncertain times. So I want to focus on the quality of life that this transition can help with. I want to point out that the quality of life that will be gained by having someone to prepare meals, assist with laundry, house cleaning, transportation, allowing them to see and experience an activity schedule, and help them have all the freedom that allows them and how they will move, or how they will have more time to spend doing the things that they really like to do. Change can be really difficult and uncertain, and they can feel threatened. A lot of seniors are giving up their places they have lived for a long time, and the people they've spent most of their time around, they cling to their possessions and the comfort and everything that is familiar. And when it becomes time to move to long-term care or assisted living, They often feel that they're leaving that all behind, and it can be very emotional. So we want to help with that transition, and moving into assisted living can help with mood and depression, activities and socialization, meals and nutrition, help with falls, peace of mind, knowing that someone is there 24 hours a day and there for them at all times.
So how can we ease the transition? First off, find a community that fits your loved one. Take lots of tours of different communities because they all offer something different. So find out what community is going to fit your loved one. Have your loved one be part of the decision-making process. Visit often at their new senior living community. Help them get involved in events within the senior living community. So I know that everyone has activity calendars, remind them what's going on throughout their day. Make their new apartment feel homey, and wait until the adjustment period has passed before taking your loved one out of the community to go do things. So I'll let Burlington explain more on this.
Again, hello, I'm Destiny down at RidgeView in Burlington here. And I just think one of the biggest things that I love seeing, it can be a struggle when people are coming in and there's a lot of fear and a lot of unknown, but just once things start to turn around, you know, they go from barely eating anything and they've dropped weight to now they're eating 3 meals a day that's prepared for them. A lot of time they put on weight, and sometimes they're not very happy about it because then they have to go shopping and get new clothes, but then they get to go shopping and get new clothes. So that's kind of a positive as well. I love seeing them gain their independence back when they no longer have to worry about who's going to cook, who's going to clean, who's going to vacuum, who's going to pull the weeds, who's going to do this, that, the other, all those things. They just get to focus on doing things that they enjoy. They get to start coming to activities and even finding hobbies that they've forgotten about, you know, and just kind of reignite that passion and get excited about it. I also just love when they socialize and they gain friends here. A lot of our tenants who are coming into this setting were living alone. That's just all there is to it. And yeah, maybe they were fortunate enough to have a church community or another community that they were involved in and still had some socialization, but for a lot of them, that's not the case. A lot of them, it's just when their family happens to pop in and visit or something like that. So they make friends, they find old friends. One of my favorite things is when people go through the halls and they're touring even, and they see names of people they went to high school with, or, oh, I know this person and I grew up across the street. So, you know, I just think that being supportive through that time and kind of just, a lot of them come around on their own once they're here, and it's such a relief for the family members too, because they just love seeing their loved ones happy and thriving, and just doing things that they wouldn't have done. Like, you know, looking at these pictures, you know, painting and coming to a luau and wearing a coconut bra. Like, when's the last time we saw that? So it's just really fun here, you know, and it's just awesome to get to see them kind of go from that place of fear and uncertainty and unknown. And then it's just like kind of starting over again. So, yeah.
So how can you help? Keep open communication with your loved one's senior living community to help provide the best care possible. Definitely be your loved one's advocate, lots of encouragement, and stay in touch with your loved one, whether that be in-person calls, FaceTime calls, virtual visits. Just stay in touch with them and be in the know. Any questions from anyone?
Definitely feel free to use the chat if you feel less shy. Nothing. It's a quiet group today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So feel free to email info@viewseniorliving.com if you have questions after this, after we get off our Zoom call, and we can forward on to Burlington to help answer your questions. Thank you everyone for attending today.
Yes, thank you.